may lack the audacity of other muscle cars, but don't let that fool you. The Pontiac Beaumont doesn't get a lot of sand kicked up in its face, as James explains.
Well, it's a 1967 Pontiac Beaumont Sport Deluxe. They're, this particular model in 67, there was about, you have to say, a little over 1,500 of them built, and they're mighty hard to find parts for. Originally I was looking for a 67 Chevelle, SS Chevelle, and a friend of mine told me he thought there was one north of me up in Bridgenorth. And I went to look at this car, and it turned out to be a Beaumont, and when I got looking at it, I looked underneath, and the frame was solid, so I bought the car. But there was nothing to lead me to believe it was ever a Sport Deluxe. I found that out after I did a VIN search on it. And then it's a rare model, and I did know where there was a few parts, so I decided to restore it as best I could from when it came out of the factory, and I guess the rest is history. About 3 years just to find chrome for it. The Chevelles, Novas, El Caminos, Monte Carlos, they're all, there's been parts reproduced for those. You can buy new chrome that people reproduce to sell to people who are restoring cars, but this was a Canadian-built, Canadian-sold car. There was never any sold in the States, and I guess there's not that much of a demand for it, so they don't reproduce anything for the Pontiac Beaumonts. The biggest difference, I think, probably between the Chevelle and the Beaumont is the front-end chrome. The front and the back are completely different from the Chevelle, but body steel and body lines, both cars are probably about the same, but the back end and the front end and some chrome on the side is quite different, and of course the quarter panel emblems are different too. This is a Sport Deluxe, and Chevelle's model of this is a Super Sport. That's about it. The only difference is, I think, and the interior is different too. Yeah. When I went to look for a 67 Chevelle, that was the first car I owned. And when I came across this one, I thought it's close enough. And I do like muscle cars. I always have. I think I came out of that era as I was coming up 14 and 15, and I always loved those cars.
Well, I guess we at least owe Canada something for a muscle car with such killer horsepower.